Hello and welcome. It is a steaming hot day here in Madison. I want to thank all of you for coming and hope you enjoy this session. I would like to start by first having a couple of moments of thought for those of us that are suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. And especially, I'd like to share some thought with the African Americans in this country who are once again facing systemic racism and have been for hundreds of years. We as a country must do better, and hopefully we can turn that corner and start improving. So we're going to start. I don't particularly have a theme for today. We're just going to move. Since it's hot, see where we go. So let's get started. We are going to start this morning on our feet, and we're going to work a little bit initially on some balance movements, and we'll take it from there. So I'd like you to start with your feet about hip width apart, and we'll start with some breath work. Inhale, exhale, and just let your breath flow. No control, just let it move. And as you move, I'd like to bring your attention a little bit to your feet, and particularly to 3 points on each of your feet. One point being the base of your big toe, second point being the base of your pinky toe, and the third point being center of your heel. So I'd like you to find all 3 points on your feet and feel the feet grounded down into the earth, as if there's a big magnet or gravity suddenly became much stronger, pulling your feet down into the ground, anchoring everything into the ground. And we'll continue breathing. So notice the inhale, the exhale. On the next exhale, switch your body weight over to your left foot. And on the inhale, lift your right foot. You can leave your toes down if you wish for a little balance. We're going to start moving very gently, very slowly, side to side. Exhale. Bring the right foot down and lift the left. Exhale. Foot down. Inhale. Lift. So each exhale, we'll step a foot down. Each inhale, we'll slowly lift. What this will do is give us ample time to shift our body weight and to find that anchor point in the foot before we do the lift. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. So we're going to just walk along here, not covering much distance. Exhale down. Inhale up. And if you'd like, you can slowly start to swing your foot back a little bit. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. For those of us that skate, Here is a very lazy, slow skate. Keep the movement synchronized with the breath. Exhale, up. Inhale, foot comes down. Now let's switch this up a little bit. Inhale up, exhale down. What I'd like you to do is to swing your shoulders a little farther to the side. So as you swing your foot back, your hips are going to rotate, in this case, left. Bring your shoulders around a little bit further. Inhale, pelvis and hips rotate, shoulders rotate. Exhale down. Inhale, leg comes back, rotate at the pelvis and the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make sure as you do this movement, when you bring the foot down, your attention switches to that foot and to the anchoring of that foot into the ground. And I just lost my attention there and wobbled. By bringing attention to your anchor point and working on that as a practice, you'll be able to improve your balance. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Let's do two more, one on each side. And release. All right. We're going to continue with the balance and standing. What we're going to do is get our glutes involved and get the lower back involved. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take the leg across the body. So the right leg comes across the body to the left side of the body and down. Inhale, left leg comes across to the right side of the body. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now, let's bring the arms involved. So the arm, the opposite arm comes across and lightly touches the thigh. So right leg comes up, left hand comes across and down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice the twist. This is a counter twist. The pelvis rotates in one direction. The shoulders rotate in the opposite direction. And as you do this movement, see if you can exaggerate that twist a little bit more. Bring the knee a little further to the side. Bring the shoulders a little bit in the opposite rotation from the pelvis. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's modify this a little bit. Next time, as you lift, straighten the leg at the end of the lift. Exhale down. Inhale, come across and straighten. Exhale, come out. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, out, down. Since Broadway is closed, we'll have to do our own show dancing here. One more, each side. And release. So, notice where you feel that. Notice where you feel that movement. For me, particular, I feel it back here in the glutes, where the glutes attach back by the sacrum. You may feel it in different spots, but wherever you're feeling it, feel it. Just take a moment here, relax, take a few breaths, and see how it feels. Notice how it feels. Okay, we're going to start in a sumo pose. So your feet will be out, and your feet will be out at a little bit of an angle, maybe, 20, 30 degrees. So they're not straight forward, they're out a little bit of an angle. And I'd like you to be close enough so that when you lean to one side, you can lift the foot. So we don't want a really wide sumo pose here. We want to be wide enough to make it a little challenging, but easy enough that we can shift our weight to each side and lift the opposite foot. So once you've found that distance, we're going to start by inhaling to one side. Keep the toes on the ground for now. Exhale to center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a squat, and we're going to shift side to side, and the hips are going to remain at that same level. So we shift to one side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So the hips stay at the same level as you move from side to side. Inhale and shift to the side, exhale to center. We're keeping the toes down for right now, but on the next movement, I want you to lift that foot off the ground. So lift as you switch over. Lift. Inhale to the side and lift. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more each side. And release. All right. What we're going to do next is a little variation on that. We're going to add a little bit of a torso twist to that movement. So we'll start in the same basic foot position. So feet are out at somewhat of a little angle. And we're going to shift to one side, and then we're going to swing the body and twist the torso in the direction that the hips are moving in. So if I move to the right, my left shoulder comes forward and I come back to center. I shift to the left and my right shoulder and arm come forward. So there's our movement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The hips slide side to side as we add this torso twist. And then we're going to lift the foot. So add foot lift at the end of the movement. Inhale to the side and lift. Exhale to center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale to center. Let's do one more each side. And come on up. All right. I think we've got those legs woken up. Hopefully they feel all right. So let's take a look at one more standing pose. And I think what we're going to do is take a look at the hamstrings and the lower back. And I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see a little bit better the alignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back. I'm going to take my right leg back. And then from this position, we're not stepping back very far, just a little bit. And then from this position, we're going to straighten and lengthen that leg down. So if you picture your heel or your right heel pushing down strongly in towards the ground, you're going to feel good engagement back here in the back of the right leg. So there's the inhale, exhale, come back to center. Inhale, left leg comes back and lengthen that leg, extend it so that the heel goes down in towards the ground. Exhale out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So as the leg extends, feel what's going on in that leg. Notice the lengthening and the engagement that you feel in the legs on the back side of the legs, especially the hamstrings. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Let's do one more on the left here to balance things out. And release. So we're going to add a little bit to that. And what we're going to add is a little bit of an arm lift. And then we're going to add a little bit more. So starting in that same basic position, inhale, extend that leg. And at the same time, lift the hands up in front. So straight in front of you, hands lift. Exhale down. Inhale, left leg extends, hands reach up. Exhale, come out. Inhale, right leg extends, arms reach. Exhale down. Left leg, inhale, exhale. Let's do one more each side. As you do this movement, feel what you feel in the back side of your body. Notice the muscle engagements there. and release. All right. Hopefully you're starting to feel some engagement here on the back side, especially in the lower back, maybe quads, or not the quads, the hams and the lower back. Anyway, let's move on to the next movement in this series. What we're going to do next is, in addition to the arm lift, what we're going to do is lift the back foot a little tiny bit off the mat. Now, it's not going to be a big lift, and we're going to try and do that lift without tilting the torso forward. So here's what it's going to look like. We're going to inhale, extend, and then lift that back foot a tiny bit off the floor. Exhale, down. Inhale, extend the back leg, lift the arms, and then lift the toes a little bit off the mat. So the sequence is leg extends, arms lift, toes lift off the mat. Exhale out. Inhale, leg extends, arms lift, foot lifts. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And notice the anchoring of your planted foot into the ground. Keep your attention on that anchor point so that your balance remains strong. Let's do two more, one each side. And release. And I would hope that at this point you're feeling a little more engagement here in the lower back, probably just a little bit north of the pelvic rim. So we're going to do one more in that little sequence. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a forward tilt as we do this movement. So let's show this in slow motion here. So the leg comes and extends, the arms lift, the foot lifts, and then we tilt forward a little bit from the planted hip joint. So let's go through that second side nice and slowly. So left foot comes back, left leg extends, arms lift, foot lifts, we tilt forward. Not too much, just a little. Exhale down. Inhale, extend the leg, lift the arms, lift the foot, and tilt. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice what you feel when you do the tilt. Take your time and notice the engagement of all of the muscles along the back side of the body. Notice where you feel this movement most of all. Let's do two more, one each side. And release. Nice. Very nice. All right. Let's move on a little bit. Let's come into a kneeling table position. And I'm going to do face on so you can see the alignment. And what we're going to do to start is just do a very simple cat-cow. So let's look at the alignment of the arms, hands, shoulders, etc. So thighs are vertical. Hands are going to be a little bit in front of the shoulders. So there's going to be a bit of an angle from the shoulder down to the wrist. So it's a longer table and not a shorter table. From this position, exhale as you arch the back up. Inhale as you come down into cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And let's pause here in cow. I'd like you to take your right leg straight back. And we're going to continue with cat and cow, but the leg is going to move along with the spine. So as I arch my back up into cat, the leg is going to come down. And as I let the belly sag down into cow, the leg is going to lift. So cat, cow, cat, cow. Exhale the cat. Inhale the cow. Exhale. Inhale. Let's do two more. And release. And let's go to the second side. So left leg comes straight back. Exhale the cat. The foot drops down. Inhale the cow. Exhale the cat. Inhale the cow. Notice the leg. We're not really lifting the leg. The leg is just following the curvature of the spine. And exhale and release. Come on down. All right, we're going to do a little bit of work with the triceps. And we're going to start from a table position. So bring your hands forward a little bit from your shoulders. Hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. So it's probably going to be a little bit narrower than you usually do table. Thighs vertical. And from this position, we're going to rotate the elbows down towards the mat. And we're going to hover a little bit above the mat and come back up. So you're going to rotate so the elbows are facing towards your thighs and then drop straight down so that your forearms are parallel with each other or as close as they'll come. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Nice and smooth. We are hinging. We're keeping a nice long back. We're hinging at the hips. If you look where you are dropping to, your eyesight should drop straight down. Let's do a couple more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. One more. And release. We're going to take a look at a little bit of movement from table in kind of a side-to-side movement so that we get some rotation in the shoulder joints. And this is what it's going to look like. We're going to start like this, and from table position, we're going to shift the body weight to the left and then to the right. So nice and gentle, don't strain yourself too much here. Exhale to one side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, if you'd like a little bit more challenge, what you can do is drop the shoulder that's being unweighted. So in this case, my right hand, as I move to the left, my right hand is unweighted. I'm going to drop my shoulder down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let that shoulder drop down towards the opposite elbow. And if you'd like a little bit more challenge, what you can do instead of doing this movement from table is to do it from a knee plank. So if I start in a table position and pull my heels in towards my butt and let my hips drop down, shoulders and wrists will be about vertical, stacked on top of each other. And we can do that same movement from knee plank. So let me shift around here. So heels are pulled in towards your butt. That's going to engage your hamstrings and help to protect and keep your lower back engaged. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the movement that takes place in your shoulders as you slide from side to side. Let's do one more each side. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to center and release. All right. I think what we're going to do is switch into a couple of more movements from standing position. I would like to take a little bit of focus on the hamstrings and the lower back. And then I think we'll close out with some movement from constructive rest pose. So let's come back up onto our feet. And we're going to start with a forward flexion, a simple forward flexion. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the alignment. So we're going to bend the knees a little bit. We're going to do a long back. So when we were lifting the hands like this, that's a long back. So the curvature of the spine is one big long curve. The thoracic curve, which typically is bent like this, straightens out a bit and may even reverse a little bit. So by lifting your hands like this, you have a low back. If you were to bring your hands back and keep them there, that will keep that nice long back position. And from that position, we're going to hinge here right at the hips. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. I'd like you to play a little bit with the degree that you hinge down. So I'd like you to try some really shallow forward flexions. And then maybe try a few medium forward flexions, and then try some deep forward flexions. The key here is to keep that long back, to keep the lumbar curve. If the lumbar curve starts to reverse, that is where you stop in terms of how deep the forward flexion goes. Exhale down. Inhale up. Notice what you feel in the hamstrings. Even doing really shallow forward flexions, you're going to feel some interesting feelings in the hamstrings. And of course, going deep, you're going to feel a different feeling in the hamstrings. They are going to be different, but they both work really well to strengthen the hamstrings and give you a little better range of motion. So let's shift this around a little bit. What I'd like you to do is lift one heel just a little tiny bit off the mat, maybe half an inch. So I've got my right heel lifted and I keep my long back and I flex forward. I come back up. I put that heel down, lift the left heel. I flex forward. I come back up. Switch heels, left heel down, right heel up. And again, you can experiment with how deep the movement, the forward flexion is going to be. You could do shallow, shallow, and then try some deeper ones. Make the movement nice and smooth and feel what you can feel as you do this movement. This is a big range of motion movement, especially if you're going deep. Big range of motion for the hamstrings. And it's a wonderful movement to help strengthen the lower back. Let's do one more each side. All right. Nice range of motion there. I'd like to do a little bit work right now with the quads, since we just worked their companions, the hamstrings. Let's work the quads. And one of my favorite ways to do quad work is old-fashioned squat. So we're going to use the arms, we're going to use the breath, and we're going to just do some old-fashioned squatting. So arms are going to come forward as we exhale down, and then arms are coming back as we inhale up. So exhale, inhale. When you come up, I want you to notice and work on keeping that nice long extended back. So a nice big curve in the back as you come up. So exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale, long extended back, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do two more. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, and release. Okay, let's shift into constructive rest pose. We'll do a few movements from there, and we'll finish off the sequence. So, constructive rest pose. On your back, make sure my mic is plugged in. On your back, Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And this is Constructive Rest Pose. What I'd like to do to start is just find your breath. So squat tends to be a little vigorous, so you may notice your breath is a little faster. I'd like you to just pay attention to your breath. We don't need to control it. Just notice it. And as you breathe, notice the relaxation that you feel as you exhale. And now let's bring the thighs vertical so that the feet lift off the ground. With the thighs vertical, we're going to move one knee in towards your chest and the other knee is going to move away from your chest. So my right knee is going to move in towards my chest. My left knee moves away until the foot taps. And then we reverse that. So as we inhale, one knee comes in, one knee moves out. Exhale, we reverse that movement. The other knee comes in. So each breath cycle, the knees move in one direction. So if you have a 3-second inhale and a 3-second exhale, it should take you 3 seconds to move from here to here, and then 3 seconds to move back. So it's going to be nice and slow. Key the movement to your breath. And I'd like to make a little bit of change here. Since we started, I'd like you to bring your hands and interlace them together and then bring them behind your head. And notice what that does when you change the alignment like that. When you bring the hands behind the head, the lumbar curve is going to lift up towards the sky a little bit more, and your pelvis is going to tilt forward a little bit more. And that's going to change the alignment and the actions in the muscles as you do this movement. So continue. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, this is a very slow, very gentle movement, but at some point, you are going to start noticing some muscle heat. And where you notice it may differ between each of you, but most of us will start feeling it either in the tops of the thighs or in the lower torso. And that's to be expected. In fact, that's our hoped for outcome here. So just notice that feeling that you feel as you do this movement and continue with that nice, slow breath movement. Inhale, exhale. I'd like to change this a little tiny bit as the foot comes down. We've been using the foot just moving in a very straight plane. Now what I'd like you to do is as the foot comes down, I want you to reach across to the opposite side. So my left foot is going to come down over towards the right side of my body. And then I reverse that. My right foot comes down towards the left side of the body. So it's just a little bit of a reach to the opposite side of the body. The opposite knee continues to pull in towards your chest. So we're just changing where the foot taps a little bit. Instead of tapping on its own side of the body, it's going to tap on the opposite side of the body. Let's do one more each side. And release. All right. We're going to do one more movement here from Constructive Rest Pose. And it's similar to a spinal twist that is very, very well known. However, we're going to modify the movement a little bit so that we move the legs independently of each other. So the usual way that this pose is done looks like this. So we'll bring the hands behind the head again. We'll start with the thighs vertical, feet lifted. And the usual method here is to take both knees to one side, come back to center, both knees to the other side, come back to center. What we're going to do to modify that is we're going to take one knee to the side and the other knee pushes straight up towards the ceiling. And then we come back to center. Then the other leg drops to the side. This knee pushes up towards the sky. So exhale as the knee drops and the other pushes up. Inhale back to center. Exhale. One knee drops, one knee pushes up. Back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now I want you to focus on pushing the vertical knee up towards the sky. And as you do that, I want you to also notice the tilting of the pelvis. As the knee moves to the side and the other knee pushes up, you should get a nice tilt to the pelvis. The shoulders stay stable. They're your foundation. So we're creating a spinal twist from the pelvis up. So the shoulders don't move. The pelvis rocks back and forth. Exhale, knee down, the other knee up. Inhale, back to center. And let's do one more each side. And release. Bring your feet back down to the ground and release out of constructive rest. So let's come on up to a seated position. What I'd like to do today for our final movement is have everyone go off in their own direction. What I'd like you to do is to go outside, take a walk. Doesn't matter how long. It could be a long one, could be a short one. But what I'd like you to do is to focus on your breath and focus on some thoughts about our common culture, the society that we live in. And I'd like you to go out and enjoy the weather, enjoy your breath, and have some thoughts for our fellow humans. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Namaste.